begins now. What's the next one?
Madagascar.
Madagascar. Madagascar, I think of, what are those animals, eyes with the big eyes? You know?
What do you think, lemur?
I don't think lemur. I think there are tons of lemurs there, according to the movie, the documentary Madagascar.
1, 2, and 3.
But I think of eyes for some reason. Maybe because of that one lemur with the big eyes and he looks like an eye.
Cameroon.
Cameroon? It sounds like an island, but I don't think it's an island. Next.
This one I've never heard of. Cote d'Ivoire.
Let me see.
Cote d'Ivoire?
D'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire.
D'Ivoire.
I think that's how you say it, Cote d'Ivoire.
Oh, the game's over. Will you have Google pronounce it or something? Cote d'Ivoire? What?
Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire? D'Ivoire?
Hit it in French, I knew. Pronunciation.
I've never even heard of it. Sorry. Cote d'Ivoire.
That was pretty close.
Okay, I don't know anything about it. Give me something about it.
In West Africa.
Okay, great. Next.
It has rainforests.
It's probably the last
And French colonial legacy.
Yeah, it's probably the last French colonized country or something. I don't know.
North Korea.
North Korea, I think of nuclear weapons. I think of Team America World Police, where Kim Jong-il... I forget what he was saying. But Team America World Police for sure. Next.
Australia.
Australia. You know what I think of?
I think of...
What do you think of? Nor.
Love Island.
Nor. Yeah, Love Island, probably. The superior Love Island is Australia. What I think of with Australia, you know what I think of is like, it's so strange how only the outside of it is habitable and you can't even fucking venture into the middle for some reason. And like, there's like a city called Perth where it's like 23 hours to the next nearest city by car. So it's like, what are you doing? Just start building inward. There's so much land.
The only 3 that we hear on Love Island is Sydney, Perth, or the Golden Coast.
Yeah, Sydney, Perth, the Golden Coast. There's another one, Victoria, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, next.
Niger.
Niger. I think, why is there a Niger and a Nigeria? It probably is derivative, like it was once one and they broke up, and one of them is the derivative of the other. So that's all I got on that. I think the exact same stuff about Nigeria and Niger. I think Niger's probably a smaller country. That's my guess. Next.
Well, we haven't had Nigeria yet.
Yeah, we did.
Did?
Taiwan. Taiwan. I have no idea anything about Taiwan. I feel like maybe it's very close to China. Maybe it's southeast of China. You didn't watch that? Okay. Good. Thank God.
Looking at
other than that, I think get out more often, you know? Taiwan. Next. What if I have to guess what country it is?
You've heard of it, yeah.
Why would I guess? I have no information on it.
I know. I just want to see if you know any countries off the top of your head.
Why would I? What?
Niger, Taiwan.
What do you think? I'm gonna just guess a country out of all the countries? I'm gonna guess the right one?
I want to see how psychic you.
What? Give me a region, I guess. You don't even know where it is? How am I supposed to guess?
India when I hear it. But it's probably not India. India/Asia.
India/Asia. What the fuck? Just give it to me. I don't know.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
I was right?
Maybe. I think of China, actually. I think of, like, Indonesia and Sri Lanka similar. Oh my god. Sri Lanka, I think of Sriracha, because they're spelled the same, so maybe Sriracha came from Sri Lanka. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Shri. It's Shri instead of Shri. Okay, next.
Burkina Faso.
What?
Yep.
These are not places. Burkina Faso, I think they probably have a huge export that nobody else has. It's just a guess. I don't know shit about them. Next.
Oh, it's next to Cote d'Ivoire.
Of course.
Mali.
Mali. I thought there was a country called Bali.
I think there is.
Oh my god, what is Mali?
Mali.
So this makes me think of a rave. I'm on Mali, right?
M-A-L-I.
And like if you're in Mali in a club, you're like I'm on Mali. I'm in Mali. I don't know. Next.
Romania.
Romania. I'm Romanian. Heritage-wise, I'm a large part Romanian. I don't know anything about it. I think of pale people, and I think of Transylvania because they're probably close together. Next.
Malawi?
Malawi? How do you spell it?
M-A-L-A-W-I.
Malawi. I'm gonna upset so many people with these videos because I don't know their fucking country. Malawi. It's probably an island, probably a Hawaiian, like, or you know, Pacific island. I don't know. I really don't know. Chile. I think of mountains because it's a big mountain edge of South America. Thank God I know exactly where Chile is. Chinchillas, yes, they come from the mountain tops where there is volcanic ash for them to roll around in. Other than that, I don't know. What the fuck? How is she still alive? Next.
Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan, I think of Borat, obviously. There's nothing else to think of with Kazakhstan. I've looked it up on a map to see what's up there, and it's all desert. It's like nothing else is going on except for just desert. If you're from Kazakhstan, thank you much. Zambia. Zambia, I think of dancing. I think Zambian has a dance culture. Next. Guatemala. That used to be my go-to South American country if I was just making up a story and I'd say I would escape to Guatemala. I don't know anything about it. I'm thinking favelas. Next.
Ecuador.
Ecuador. I think it's named Ecuador because it's on the equator. I don't think that, but it would be funny if that were true and I was correct. Next.
Syria.
Syria, I think of... Oh, what do I think of with Syria? I think of missiles. I don't know why.
Syria? I don't know if it's near Iraq and Iran, but
Similar? Yeah, I think of that too.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands, I think, Deutschland. I think it used to be where the Dutch were.
Maybe.
The Netherlands. It was renamed to the Netherlands. I think it was Dutchland or Deutschland or something like that. And now it's the Netherlands. It's kind of a cool name. It doesn't really fit a soft European country, the Netherlands, right? Because it sounds like a demon would rise from the Netherlands. Next.
Senegal.
Senegal, I think of tigers. Next.
Cambodia.
Cambodia, I think of West Nile virus and what's that other one? Malaria. I think they have a lot of that in Cambodia, if I'm not mistaken. Next. Chad, I think of, funny enough, I think of like a river. Maybe the Nile goes through Chad. I don't know. Next.
Somalia.
Somalia, pirates. I think of pirates. I think of people being grimy for things. Sorry, Somalia. I'm 100% sure it's not all like that, and those are probably the worst of the culture. But the rest of the world sees you as a pirate. Zimbabwe. I think of, man, what a fun name. Man, you really outdid yourself with the fun name there. That's what I think of. Zimbabwe is so fun to say. I also think desert. Go. Guinea. Not Papua New Guinea, right? Just Guinea.
Just Guinea.
Guinea, I think of... Is that where guinea pigs come from? Is that the origin story? Next.
Rwanda?
Rwanda. I think of Hotel Rwanda. I think of Don Cheadle. And then I think of Don Cheadle again. Next.
Benin?
Huh?
Benin? Benin? Benin.
Benin. I haven't been in school for so long, I don't know. Next.
Burundi?
Burundi. It sounds like a Hebrew word you would use to summon a golem. Next.
Tunisia?
Tunisia. Oh. Tunisia. I feel like there's a lot of metal there. Next. Bolivia. I think we recently heard they have like the shortest population in the world out of all countries.
It looks like the density.
Well, the density's small because they're small. They take up less space. Next, whatever. Belgium. I think of... No, I was gonna say waffles, but I really don't think of waffles. I think more of... I think of an accent that doesn't probably belong to Belgians. Yep. Haiti. I think of Caribbean food as a broad spectrum of cuisine. I think of earthquakes. I think of secret wealth for some reason. Because I think a lot of Haitians are just very wealthy. Yeah, I don't know that much about Haiti. Isn't it connected to... Isn't it connected to Dominican Republic?
Oh yeah.
It is, right? That's Hispaniola. Next. Cuba, my homeland. I'm half Cuban. Cuba is a very sad place. I think of guns. I think of stale bread. I think of discoteca. And I think of sugarcane juice. Next. South Sudan. We already did Sudan. South Sudan is just a little bit more of Sudan. Next.
Dominican Republic.
The DR. I think of dangerous vacations. There was a time where we just kept hearing stories about people dying on vacation in the Dominican Republic. Next. The Czech Republic. What do I think of the Czech Republic? I think of someone with a really big belly leading a military. Next. Greece. I think of stone buildings, islands, blue buildings, blue and white. I think Greek food is very aromatic, so I think if you go to Greece, you probably smell the food the entire time. It's probably like just in the air. Next. Jordan. I think of the ocean because I think Jordan is right on a big sea or a big ocean.
Is that where the Dead Sea is?
Maybe where the Dead Sea is, yeah. Next. Portugal, I think of spices, because I think that's where the spice trade began. And thanks so freaking much for bringing Portuguese to Brazil, because I wish you didn't. Couldn't it just be regular Spanish? Next. Azerbaijan, I think of... probably very secret wealthy people. I have. Sweden. I think of... Well, I think they had the highest happiness in the world for years and years and years, and I think it was just given to Finland or Norway or something like that. Or Poland, one of those. Other than that, for Sweden, I think of... kebab pizza. Go ahead. Honduras. It is all rainforest. Next.
United
Arab Emirates. I think the UAE have a fantastic soccer team, probably because you see their jerseys everywhere. Hungary. I think of Turkey. I think Hungarians probably are very different from Turkish people, but maybe geographically it's close, and that's why I associate them. Hungary, I also think of big hairy people. Men, really.
Tajikistan?
Tajikistan. I don't know. It's another stan. It's probably right next to Kazakhstan. I think of desert and farmland. Ooh.
Belarus.
Belarus. Belarus, I think of... Belarus. What is that, a whale?
Belarus.
It's the name of a whale. Belarus, I think of secret military operations. Not, you know, like... Not on either side of whatever war, but... Belarus sounds like a war territory. Next. Just the name of it sounds
Austria.
rough. Austria. So, funny thing about Austria. When my dad and I are watching TV back in the day, and there's like a main storyline and then a second storyline going on, and the second storyline's not interesting, we call that storyline Austria. The reason being, I think we got that from the show Grimm. There was a part of that show where they went to Austria, and it was just like the least interesting storyline, and it took up so much of the show. So anytime there's like a second storyline that's not interesting, we call it Austria. But I think Austria is actually a pretty interesting place because you got Vienna. So it doesn't really work with that, but it is funny for me.
Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea. I think of very sweet people. There was a guy I knew who was from Papua New Guinea, and he was so soft-spoken and nice. And he was bullied a little bit in high school, and I was his friend because of it. Like, I just wanted to make sure he wasn't bullied. Yeah, I think his name was Tariq. Next.
Serbia.
Serbia. Serbians are... it sounds like they all have guns. Next.
Israel.
Israel. Also my homeland. I am Jewish as well, so Israel is my homeland. Israel, I think of Jerusalem. I think of... What is that? Why do I see that? I think of Jerusalem and the nice bricks from Jerusalem. Very famous bricks. I think of shawarma and bombs. Our bombs. Next. Okay. Well, part 2 over. Part 3